in the garden for at least 3 years. I've had the garden as who I am since I was on a previous app where we have families and shit like that. And my family is called the garden. And so she came into my room one day and was like, oh my God, the garden, that is so cute. Well, I should call myself the flower shop because dahlia means flower or some shit like that. And I was like, oh, okay. What the fuck I'm supposed to say to that? What, am I supposed to be like, nah, don't call yourself like, that sound crazy.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, okay, you know, and all my people in the room was like, oh, okay. And so she started running with the flower shop. And the more she ran with it, the more I started to notice that it was her, like, I was like a reflection. Like I was looking at a reflection, but not so much a reflection, if that makes sense. Like everything was being mimicked. Everything that I did was being mimicked. And in the beginning, I was like, oh, okay, like, all right, well, maybe, you know, she needed ideas. And then it got to the point where it was no longer, you know, you have a couple ideas and you make your own. It was more so now I'm noticing that even your mannerisms are reflecting me. Even the way that you look in the camera is given how I be looking in the camera. Like the way that you're talking is how I talk. Is the way that you're carrying yourself is like you're trying to be
mimic.
Yeah, you're mimicking me. And so at this point when people are saying, because I had this conversation yesterday, I'm like, people are saying, well, you know, imitation is the highest form of flattery. And I said, if you ain't never been imitated before, you can't say that.
Yeah.
Imitation is not flattering. It is scary because what it makes you feel like is a person is trying to erase you. When you're doing everything that I'm doing and there is no even acknowledgement like, oh yeah, you know, I got this idea from Rosé or oh, I got this idea from AP. I got this idea from, that's scary as fuck.
So you mean to tell me when I was on Tea Times playing on, I'm going back and forth with Trina, I'm saying, yeah, you copying Rosé. I see you got your hair done, makeup did, lashes on all of a sudden. You got these 30-inch nails, 30-inch bust down. And niggas in the comments is talking about, ooh, Rosé gonna eat you up. You telling me I was actually accurate about that?
Yes.
Because that was I don't even understand how they took that as a dig to you. But all I was clocking was as I was seeing it.
Yeah, it's very accurate.
So let me ask this then, because all of that is making sense. For those that are just coming in, Cyber Diary has come in and informed us that she gave Trina, Cyber Diary, are you okay with me saying the amount?
I'm okay with it.
She gave Trina $250 plus, along with sending her gifts on social media. And right after that, Trina blocked her. That is what Cyber Diaries told us last night, and that's what she's stating today. Rosé is stating that she said, hey, Fran, come over, join me. We'll do things the right way. We'll battle. We'll get cash apps. We're not even going to see the TikTok ain't even going to get no money off of us. And the woman turned around, and I said this the other day, Rosé, and I'm going to repeat it again. You call your area the garden. Now, gardens have flowers. Trina then came over there and stole your flowers right in front of you. And now she calling herself the flower shop. Y'all be looking at it like Trip trying to be funny, but there's really logic in that. That bitch is stealing people's flowers right in front of them.
I'll be honest, respectfully, she cannot steal something. She can't steal it. The garden, for you to even have a flower shop, you have to have first gotten it from a garden, which means that I was the origination. There can't be anything that duplicates that, right? I'm the original. I'm the blueprint. So it can't be something that you stole. It's something that you mimic and copied. It's something that you try to make as your own, but you cannot, because without a garden, you would have no flowers, sweetheart. So at the end of the day, no matter how a person tries to put it, you could never steal anything from me. Because the reality is what I gave is something that can always be transmuted and transformed. It cannot die, the energy that I gave her. And so what happens is the universe has to rewrite whatever it is that you wronged, because you're not going to rewrite it because you can't take accountability for your actions. So life is real tricky like that. I love life because at the end of the day, what you put out comes back to you. That's a universal law.
Let me follow Rosé. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so there's nothing that a person can do that could ever tarnish, hurt, devalue, or depreciate what God had for me, because I've had this before her. What she has came from me. And so whatever it is that you try to grow from something that you're trying to erase, it will not flourish. You would have to find something else, because at the end of the day, you don't have a green thumb, sweetheart. It was me that had the green thumb. It was me. It was me. So the only thing that's green about her is her envy. Everything that I touch grows. Everything that she touch withers. And so what she tried to do was create that type of energy over here. And so what I did was I distanced myself. So much so that she felt the need to message me privately and ask if we was cool. All because I refused to engage in conversation that I said I didn't feel comfortable with. And it was something very simple. Something very, very simple. Like, I don't want to have this conversation about Palestine and Gaza. That was it. Very simple. Very simple. Like, I don't want to engage. That's my boundary. And she was so thrown off by just a boundary that she had to talk to me privately and ask me if we was cool. Because she said she felt like my energy made her feel like she was bothering me. Nah, baby. That's your guilt. That's your that's your conscience, your subconscious talking to you. That discernment that you think that you got, that was it being activated. But you are so consumed with yourself and your personal feelings and your selfishness, you can't see when there are people who are around you who genuinely care about you, who want the best for you. When you had that feeling, that little inkling that you might be doing something that's bothering me, you should have paid attention to that and you should have shifted your energy instead of you now coming at me like me, you have a problem. I peeped everything. But at the end of the day, you have to give people enough rope for them to do they big one.
Yeah.
I don't have to speak to it. Now, once you done burnt that bridge with me, now I can talk freely. Because at the end of the day, I was saving face for you. Because I was giving you grace. Because I felt like I never saw anybody give this woman actual grace. And not outside of monetary gain. I'm talking about grace like as a sister. Grace like as a person who's loving somebody on purpose. Grace like a person who sees that this person has been through some shit. So I'm going to see, you know what I'm saying, how you maneuver with somebody giving you this type of energy. Like, and it's loving energy. It's energy that you can't deny. You couldn't talk shit about it if you wanted to. Right now, she cannot talk shit about what I gave her right now. Because you know what, if she did, you know what would happen? All that money that she getting is gone. All that help that she's getting from people who not only fuck with me, but fuck with her off the strength of me, is going to be gone.
Yeah.
So you can't speak on me like how you speak on everybody else because I didn't give you the same energy that everybody else gave you. The other day, I sat in her room and she was actively trying to trigger me and I sat there quiet as the fuck and just listened. Something that she ain't never witnessed before. She ain't never witnessed a person sit there and just listen to her as she antagonized me. And she was so upset that I was not responding that she could no longer give subliminals. She had to start calling my name to get my attention. And when I heard her say my name 5 different times while I'm sitting alive, I still said nothing because you ain't never had nobody listen to you.
Now, when she was calling your name, was she trying to be disrespectful?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, for sure. So I sat there and I listened to her. And I listened to her talk. And I listened to her actively try to antagonize me, actively try to trigger me, actively make sly comments and insinuate shit. And I'm just sitting there listening. So when I did address her the next day, she said she has nothing to say to me because I sat in her room and said nothing. Imagine. You know how crazy that sounds?
No, it sounds like Trina. I'm not surprised. It sounds like Trina.
It sounds wild.
Yeah.
Me saying it out loud, it sounds wild because you said that you wanted me to go into your room like I was in everybody else's room, and I was. However, I'm not going to sit up here and coddle you or pat you on the back when I believe that the way that you went about shit was extremely wrong. But I sat in your room because at the end of the day, we was mutuals. At the end of the day, I looked at you like a sister. So I came in your room and I sat with you. I didn't say nothing though. I sat. And I listened, but you ain't never experienced that before. You ain't never had nobody come in and sit with you. Even when you dead the fuck wrong, they ain't turn on you. They sat with you. And when I realized that you had so much going on, I'm like, it's not a time for me to really speak to you because you're not in a space of accepting any information, especially constructive criticism about how you handled the situation. You're not in the space for that. And I'm actively assessing the situation, something she ain't never had before.
And see, earlier this morning, I was on Messy TikTok on YouTube and I was playing it through the phone and I was watching a video of you watch me work. I want to say Niche. It was somebody else. It may have been Petty Row. And you were saying how you was like, you know, everybody else has been arguing with her and going at it with her. So I've been trying to hold off on my complaints, my grievances, because I don't want to sound like an unsupportive friend. I
That's
don't
true.
want to sound like somebody that's not supporting her. Thank y'all. I don't want to sound like somebody that's not supporting her or doesn't agree with her or is trying to bring her down. So I withheld that. At this point in time, it sounds like she was not, maybe she don't know how to be a friend. Maybe that's it.
That might be the case because when you have, I ain't gonna hold you. Respectfully, I'm gonna talk my shit. I'm a great fucking friend to have. I'm a great resource and asset in anybody's fucking life. Respectfully. I'm not a person who judges people based off what you've been through in your past. I don't give a fuck about none of the shit that you've been through. I'm here for you. Whatever it is that you show me right now is what I accept at that moment. I don't give a fuck about what people said about you. That's not my body. How you get your money is how you get your money. However, I can support it where it's looking, you know what I'm saying, where it just look a little better is how I'm gonna do that. And for her, I tried to help her make her money where it just looked a little better. Where it didn't look like you was just begging. It didn't look like you was just looking for sympathy. It looked like you was actually working. Because when people felt like you was working for your shit, the money was coming quick. Mm-hmm. And she didn't realize, I'm trying to show it to her. And I'm like, sometimes I don't like the fact that I have to break everything down. You should be able to see it. If you say you a hustler, you say that you done been in the streets, you done like, I'm showing you, like, look how when I say that you finna do a little action, even if it's shake a little ass in the camera or something, them niggas got the throwing money. Like, yeah, we just want to see you do something. We just want to see you get up.
Yeah.
We want to see you look like something. We want to see you put yourself together. So if that means that you got to mimic me, bitch, and put your makeup on and put a wig on and get in front of the goddamn camera and act like you happy to be here, so be it. At least your baby got food on her stomach. At least your baby got a roof over their head. At least your baby got her tuition to go to school. Like, fuck all that shit that you feeling. Make sure your baby's straight.
Yeah.
You figure out you a little later. But your baby in the stage where she gonna remember every fucking thing. And whatever it is that you put in her mind, it's gonna hold. And when she get older, there's gonna be a level of resentment that she gonna have no matter how much you try to have these realistic conversations with her. Mm-hmm. She gonna get older and she gonna have a different level of understanding when the streets get to her. You feel what I'm saying? Because the streets get to everybody.
Oh yeah.
So when the streets get to her and she start to look at things when that innocence is gone, she gonna start looking at you different. Mm-hmm. And that's what I don't want to happen. Because you're better off doing what you need to do to make sure that your daughter don't even know that y'all wanting for shit. Why are we having these conversations in front of your baby? Why do she know that you finna get kicked? It shouldn't be none of that. It should be we finna go see Auntie K. Who Auntie K? Girl, I've been on Auntie K for a minute. We finna go see Auntie K. We finna go hang out with her for a little bit. She don't think nothing of it. You still gonna go to school. They gonna make sure that you straight. If you have any problems or any discrepancies, you let me know. Straight like that. It ain't no conversation about I need to go and sit and talk to my baby because I need her to understand that, you know, we going through a tough time right now. And when we raise that money, why did her baby get up on that panel? Like, y'all, God bless y'all so much. I really appreciate y'all because my mom was going through. Yo, that's crazy. My chest was hurting me. Because why is that baby having such a conversation with us like that?
And she shouldn't be. But I got an even deeper question because Petty Rowe was up here earlier and stated that now Trina is trying to say that Petty Rowe is following her daughter on social media. Good thing Omar came up and confirmed that Trina had come into his page from her daughter's page, because if not that, then what Petty Rowe was saying may have stuck. Petty Rowe said Trina is now trying to tell people that she is trying to, that Petty Rowe is trying to follow her daughter on social media.
He's trying to get access to her daughter, like the way that
Trina also addressed the fact that Trina comes into pages on her daughter's page and thinks that nobody is realizing that it is her.
That's wild.
Because I was just in a room the other day and heard a broadcaster say Trina has entered the chat on her daughter's page. I see her. So, and respectfully, and like I said, as y'all see, I'm still not speaking negative on her. I ain't put no negative words on her. I think that it's interesting that in no situation, there is no self-accountability. There's no self-acknowledgement. There's no self-reflection. You say enough to gather people into your room to feel sorry for you. You done swayed people so much that people who has license to be able to sift through this shit can't even sift through your shit because you so smooth with it. Yep. So you mean to tell me that me, as a hood therapist that I call myself, I'm seeing you and I'm distancing myself from you and people are noticing how you moving towards me. All I did was give you distance. And now all of a sudden, any room that I go into, in Bella's live, when I really noticed that Shorty was coming for me, we was in Bella's live. And every time I spoke, she cut me off. And I said nothing. I gave her grace. Every time I opened my mouth, she cut me off. I'm like, damn, I must be lagging. I'm checking my Wi-Fi. I'm like, I'm giving all types of grace. I must be lagging. Something must be up. But every time I open my mouth, I'm getting cut off. I'm like, okay. It happened again. It's somebody else's room. I'm speaking, and she will cut me off, say what she got to say. Like, okay, go ahead, Rosé. I'm like, oh. And so it's giving almost like I'm being a little girl to something. And I know I'm younger than everybody. I'm 25. I know I'm younger than everybody. Almost everywhere I go. I get that, but I ain't never been a little girl, especially by nobody that I'm helping. That's wild. Ooh. So I'm getting a little girl on the slick. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm peeping, because at the end of the day, what I don't want to do is add to something that I don't have, enough tangible proof on. So I got to gather up more information. So I'm like, okay. I go into another room. It's the same thing. When I knew it was some weird shit was when I started doing this thing called Rosé Roulette. And as I'm doing Rosé Roulette, she was in the comments for a little bit, and she was talking, and then she went silent, right? Mind you, Trina doesn't come into my room and sit. She wouldn't come into my room and sit.
When she come in, does she normally get on the panel, or what does she normally do?
Nah, I don't let people up on my shit. I got rules set in my room. You can't just come up and talk to me. I don't give a fuck who you are. You could have been my mama. Mommy, stay in the comments. Like, I got rules in my shit. So, rules of engagement. You have something to say, I don't even address motherfuckers for real. They don't even say hello. If they don't say good morning, hey Rosé, hey everyone, you don't even get addressed by me. Because you ain't gonna come up in my house and just walk around in my house and open my fridge door, and you ain't even take your shoes off or greet nobody at the door. Like, that's crazy. I don't like that for you. So you don't get addressed. So I knew it was some weird shit when I was doing something called Rosé Roulette, where basically we see if motherfuckers is loyal to they. So somebody pays some money, and I basically press them. Like, I'm gonna press your spouse, male or female. Anybody can get it. I'm gonna press them.
They report you AP, drop and come back.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why they would be reporting AP. She hasn't even said anything, but go ahead.
So, I press your spouse, right? And so it's been slowly like going up in numbers, right? There's another girl on the app who does something similar, but she don't give the amount that I'm giving, right? She just call, they answer, she say, hey, the motherfucker see, like, a person will just start trying to talk to her, and then that just be that, and she hang up. Me, I engage in full conversation. You get your money's worth. I engage in full conversation. You gonna hear your nigga cheating. If you need to record that shit, you record that shit. You got more than enough evidence to know that this motherfucker playing all in your face. And so it was an idea that was taken and made better, in my opinion, right? I feel like that's what inspiration looks like. When you see something, you're like, I can add more to that shit. And you add more to it. Now, at this point, you can't say that you're mimicking you can't say that you're mimicking somebody else, because the actions aren't the same, right? Same concept, different actions. So she decides to take that person's concept, right? Screenshot it, post it on her page, and be like, oh, I was in this room and it was so much fun. I should do the same thing.
Oh, come on now.
I should do the same thing. I'm like, oh. Right? And so she has this posted for days. Then Friday, or I think it was like a Thursday, she wanted to do it, I guess. So I'm peeping. I'm ready for the day, because I want to sit. I'm going to sit in the room and watch this shit. Because I'm like, this is some childish ass shit. So I'm like, okay, but I'm a supportive friend. So I'm going to come into the room anyway and watch and support.
Right.
And so I don't say nothing to her. Do you know the day that she was supposed to do that broadcast, Shorty came into my room and asked me if I wanted to co-host with her.
No, she needed your energy, baby.
Yo, this is cringe to even hear.
She needed your energy.
Cringe. Like, it's cringe.
Not co-host off your main idea.
Co-host. And then, to add more fuel to it, right? After all of this, because people keep thinking that I'm just coming, like, at this point, they feel like I'm just coming for her. Here's the proof. That's Trina's page. Lord. I think I want to try it on live one day. This will be some fun shit to watch.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
And had really gotten it right from you.
Uh-huh. because this my shit. Let me show you.
Miss Nitra say, this is good to me.
This my shit. You see how official my shit look?
Yeah.
Even the girl who do it, right? Let me tell you how the girl who look how she advertised her shit. Clock how she advertised her shit. Now clock how mine look. And you tell me, do that look like I'm imitating a fuck thing?
No.
Make it your own. Like people can do that, know how to do that. People just know how to you executed it.
So as we sit here dealing with Legion and the televised, I couldn't believe that a motherfucker went on they shit and decided to put on their page, or had they moderators talking about they're the garden shop. Imagine my surprise when I see you put some shit on your page saying that you the garden shop, y'all. The garden shop? And it wasn't no mistake.
I ain't gonna hold you. That shit sound corner store to me, but you know.
I'm sitting here trying to find that damn screenshot. Cause I'm like, there's no way. There's no fucking way.
Sounds very great value-ish. Great value chips.
Now, did she still host it, Rosé?
The what?
Did she still host her advice?
Because Rosé didn't co-host a fuck thing, so she just never went live.
Oh my goodness.
In the garden was waiting patiently. This is her page where it says, I don't know if you could remove the comments for a second so they can read it.
That is wow. You want me to turn the comments off real quick so they can see it?
Just so they can read it. Just so they can see it for themselves. Because I ain't got no reason to lie at all. Welcome to the garden shop. Huh? Welcome to the garden shop. Mind you, y'all, let me just show y'all something real quick. Let me show you how official my shit is. The garden that I made. That's how official my shit is. I play no games. My shit is my business. And at this point, I need to go ahead and get my shit trademarked because a bitch playing all in my face. So official that the garden.
Hey, Rosé, I will help pay for that trademark. Just reach out to me, babes.
Please and thank you. If y'all would like to donate to Rosé trademarking her shit, the fuck? You can turn the comments back on.
We got you. That's the next Cash App event there.
Because ain't no way I'm raising thousands of dollars for a bitch and I ain't asking for some shit for myself at this point.
This is crazy. At this point in time, and just so we clear, because people say, oh my gosh, they're bothering her. Cyber stated she donated $250, offered to put up a savings for Trina's child, Cash App Trina money, and sent Trina gifts. Trina turned around and blocked her 2 days later. Keita said she had given Trina $20 or $25. Turned around, she said she was in Miss Nitra's live when they were talking about some situation. She said Trina labeled her a victim blamer and started harassing her through messages. Trina called her a liar, and this woman posted screenshots. Trina turned around with me. She then turned around and stated, oh, Trip, what'd she say? Trip was lying about the situation. I nobody ever did anything to her. Yet I have her own moderator, Watch Me Work, came off in here and confirmed. Did she not, AP? Came in and confirmed that Trina was lying. So I'm confused. When y'all tend to think that Trina's being bullied and Rosé saying I ain't never done nothing to her, she started stealing my ideas and disrespecting me. When Cyber Bully hadn't done nothing to her but sent her money and offered to pay for her child's schooling, and she blocked her. When Keita sent her $20 and then got blocked and called a victim blamer and then threatened not to be in Miss Nitra live no more. Thank you, Toya. When you set up and lied on Trip, she bothers a lot of people unprovoked. Unprovoked. So I don't know where y'all be getting the thing. Oh, she harassed AP in T-Times live the other day. One of T-Times mods muted her. AP wasn't even in the room yet. She saw AP enter. Oh, I know that raggedy bitch AP muted me. AP wasn't even in the room yet. AP said, Trina, I really just I don't want to hear that. Stop trying to center and make this about yourself.
Oh my God. Do you see how she said that?
Let me say something real quick. I'm gonna say this because people don't know this, right? And I believe that this person doesn't deserve the type of disrespect that she's getting when all she did was care for her as much as me and other people did. Trina felt the need to put her mouth on Bella. She felt the need to go live
I ain't heard none of this.
after Bella's court and proceeded to talk shit and the little sarcasm shit that she do, y'all, where you can't really, she thinks that motherfuckers can't read in between the lines of shit that she's saying. She decided to put her mouth on Bella. And she said that Bella should have gave her that money. Her and her mod sat up on a panel and said that Bella should have gave her the money that she made off Trina. And if for all that, she could have just went live and did her own shit.
Wait, what do you mean made the money off? What do you
Yes, so basically her mod, she has convinced her people that all people do is just make money off her. So Bella, who was giving her a lot of grace, who's been giving her grace, if no one else has given her ass grace before me, it was Bella. A whole lot of grace. So in the midst of, after Bella's court, she decided to go live because at the end I noticed that she had shifted the energy completely in the room, and Bella said out her mouth that she was going to go hang out with her family. And I'm noticing that the energy in the room wasn't given to go hang out with family energy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you got to do a whole lot to try to get your energy up out that muck that it was in. So I came up on the panel and I attempted to shift the energy in the room. The energy shifted in the room. She didn't like that shit, so she went live. And she got to popping her shit. Saying, yeah, that music came on right on time because I was really finna give them to him. And And I don't understand how, all these people just making money off me. And her mods are up there talking about how they made so much money off her and she could have did that shit on her own broadcast for all of that. And she has to learn her quote unquote discernment and know what type of bitches, referring to Bella, is and ain't for her. Because all these bitches is actively trying to make money off her and she's seen it firsthand that Sunday. So you can imagine my surprise. When even in the midst of all of this attack and ridicule that you was getting from people, Bella is still swinging for you.
So because she was still shaking her cup in the comment section, wasn't she? Or no?
For sure.
Okay.
So you could imagine my surprise when you talking about your mods is talking about how they was pocket watching Bella. But if anybody was to even address the numbers that you throw up on your page, it's a problem. However, you and your mods clocked that Bella must have made over $600 that day off of quote unquote Trina. That's out Trina mouth. And for all that, Bella should have threw her something and then tried to laugh it off and be like, JK, and just in case somebody watching. That don't clean up shit, love. JK don't clean up a fuck thing.
But she did the same thing to you on Nosey's when you were on Nosey's panel the other day, and Nosey made a comment about cash apping you for the amazing recap that you did, which, by the way, it was epic. She got mad. Her face, you just need to go back and watch that live on Missy TikTok News. Just watch her demeanor. She was so upset.
I never watched the video. Everybody told me that she was looking away. Everybody was coming up to me and asking me, like, is you and Trina still cool? I'm like, yeah, that's sis. They're like, oh. I'm like, why y'all say that? None. I'm like, nah, tell me, what happened? Did she say something? What's going on? They're like, nah, this is how she was looking. I'm peeping a little shit, but just pay attention, Rosé. I'm like, oh, okay.
But then she also threw shade at you. Because she was like, well,
I wasn't catching shit. I was. However, I know how to behave in spaces. And I understand that I had never been. One thing about me as a content creator, as a business person, as a person where your name is your brand, your face is your brand. What I'm not going to do is cut the fuck up in a space I ain't never been before. No matter what people are around who I do and do not like. I could dislike a whole lot of motherfuckers in the space and act like your ass don't exist, or I act like we ain't never had no problem, because guess what? I'm in a space that is new to me, which means that there's a potential for me to gain some type of something in this space. Everything is not coincidental. There's a reason why I was put in this room. There's a reason why I was told to come up on the pad. There's a reason why. Everything has a reason. So who would I be to sit up here and decide I want to check somebody who's supposed to be my friend, who's supposed to be an associate, who's supposed to be a sis, who's supposed to be a mutual, in front of almost 4,000 people. And most of the people think that me and her are supposed to be cool. There's a time and a place. So yes, I caught all that shit. Yes, I caught all that shade. Yes, I caught all of it. There's a reason why as soon as she started talking, I would stop talking. and I would mute my mic. I was talking shit behind that mute. I was. But there's a time and a place. Because you know how much it would have been diluted? Because if you understand people and you understand energies, and you know that there's always duality in everything that you do. If I had entertained her that day, do you think I would have gotten recognition for the amazing recap that I did? Do you think that would have been diluted with Trina? It would have been diluted with what Trina's feeling and why it needs to be addressed and why is this person so important. And respectfully, in that moment, she wasn't. And she did not like that. So that was a personal problem that she had to face with herself. At the end of the day, it makes you look bad, not me. It shows your character, not mine. Everything that you see, you don't address. For what? If you know the energy that they're looking for, right? If you know that it's a chaotic energy and it's a unhealed, unresolved energy, and you already gone through your process of healing and understanding, why would you then revert yourself back to your lower self to address some shit that's beneath you when you've overcame that? Not saying that she's beneath me. I'm saying the energy. When you've overcome that energy, why would you go and address it? For what? You would have tarnished and ruined all of that work that you did to get yourself out of said sunken place. And it shows just how much you've healed and grown when you decide to not address the shady, weird ass shit that is happening in that moment. It takes more strength to ignore that shit. It takes more strength to peep that shit and keep moving. And when the time is right, we could address it from a more healed perspective, as opposed to me eating your ass up, reading you, and tearing you down when you already at your lowest, love. Spiritually, you don't even know who you are. Why would I do that to you?
Rosé, you're very mature. I give you that. I think you're more mature than me. You're younger than me, but you're definitely more mature than me. Because, see, I can, for me personally, I feel like I'm holding on to that anger. When I walk away, when you didn't say something smart for no reason, unprovoked, you bothering me. And some people, like I said, some people need virtual ass whooping. Some people like drama. That's, you know what I'm saying? You got people who were raised in environments in which all they know is chaos and confusion. How y'all be complaining, not you specifically, but people will be like, we don't like gentle parenting. Gentle parenting don't work. And for some people, it don't. There are some kids you, hey, don't touch that, Billy. Billy, please don't. Billy, don't walk over there. I'm going to take away from, don't nothing work like an official ass whooping. And for her, I feel like it's verbal attacks. Some person can say, you know what, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. I'm going to still fuck with you. Can we make a truce? No, I'm going to still fuck with you. I'm going to ignore you and I'm going to still fuck with you. So she looking for that kind of bite back. The way that people be like, oh, Trip go off on his set. That's what she looking for. That's why she kept barking up the tree. She didn't switch trees. Now she didn't went over there to K-Dub. And I promise you, even after this experience, you'll catch Trina next week into it with somebody else. I promise you, you will.
Though, but here's what's crazy, though. I hear what you're saying, because like I said, duality is a must for me, because I'll give somebody all that smoke. They know my mouth is real lethal for real. That's why I be trying to give grace, because I know where I could take it. So if I know that I could take it to that point, I'm not gonna just give you that shit that you're looking for, because that's what you're looking for. What's interesting about these energies that we exchange on this app is that people will intentionally look to get into it with you because they know that you give a certain type of energy. And sometimes that shit make their coochie jump, friend. It really do. Sometimes it really make they pickle tickle. It make they cobbler, you know what I'm saying, secrete. So I at the end of the day, why would I give that to you? Sometimes that's a kink for some people. Some people like degradation in real life. You know that's a kink, right? And so when you see that a motherfucker, if you're really into that type of lifestyle, you will notice that degradation is a kink for Miss Trina. That is a kink in real life. I'm not being funny. I'm not just talking shit. That is her kink. She likes that shit.
We know that. There's a whole.
So why would I tickle your fancy? I don't even fuck with you like that. Even give you that.
Yeah, on that end, yes. You know, there's a whole market of men that do that, right? Like on here. Like they get a kick out of the women that don't act submissive on this app. Don't talk soft with them. Don't talk. It's a whole fucking market out there for that. And they will purposely come and fuck with the women that they know they don't agree with, that they know they are not on the same page with, just to go back and forth with them. And I mean, I'll entertain it. You know what I'm saying? I'll entertain it. It's on the app. The app's going to be entertaining. It's just as entertaining for me to call you a bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I hear what you're saying about the, you know what I'm saying, the Trina shit. Like, and I get that. The games on this app though, like I can't with the games on this app because it makes me want to play them. Like you're never going to sit there and act like I'm fucked up or just crazy for thinking the way that I think or saying the shit out of my mouth that I'm observing on the app. And then it happens in real time. It'll end up happening. Like I've already said this.
We had a conversation when you was going through that little situation with a mutual of mine. We had that conversation. I came up on your panel. We talked about that shit. And I said, if you know that you're secure in who you are, there's nothing that you have to prove to a fuck soul because the people who fuck with you still gonna fuck with you regardless.
But it's not about proving though. It's not even about proving because the game is, let me read you. Oh, the read didn't go the way I thought because now it's made me look like a shitty person. And so now I get to play with that. Now I get to go on the app and make an example of, look, here's TikTok so-called police that likes to police motherfuckers. But would you believe that the police would actually be a threat, right, to somebody who looks just like them? Let me play this for you. Because just like you, I sat on mute while she said that whole thing. You never heard me interrupt her. I got all my shit out on the beginning. And when I went mute, she talked and dug herself in that saying, I get what you're saying. I hear you. I've done it.
You just like the smoke. Some people, they just like the smoke.
They do, right, Rosé?
I like the smoke too. I get it.
That's what I'm saying. You said it's a duality for you. It's like, yeah, it is for me too. Like, I grew up with brothers, so like, shit, going back and forth with people on the app is not really taking an emotional toll as much as it would other people. Just because it's an emotional toll for you doesn't mean it's taking an emotional toll for me. I grew up around nothing but male energy. And so it's constant competitiveness, shit talking. Had to go to football practice with them. Even more shit. So when I get older, that's just what it is. That's my energy because that's just what I've been raised around. It's just shit talking. But that doesn't mean it makes an emotional toll. But I get what you're saying. I love the duality part of how you were able to balance that for yourself. And you know, when you want to, you have agency over what you're going to entertain, who you're going to entertain at any moment in time. That's the control I like to feel as well. You have control over that. That's not what a lot of people have control over on this app, though.
That's true.
And that's the energy that they see. That's the power that they see that they don't fuck with. Because you can easily get off of here and be like, I'll see you next week. Other people don't have that same control factor. They don't have that same self-control, right? And they hate that. You are so much in control of who you give your time to. And because they see that. I can't knock it. I knew the girl was biting off you, though. I knew that much. I wasn't even fully sure, but I was talking my shit, and I was like, yeah, you guys, you looking different nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know it was that in depth of biting on your shit, though. Like, this was all news to me. That you just said. In depth of biting. My bad.
I just want them to stop trying to demonize.
I mean, you know, some people, they think, like I said,
I just want them to stop trying to demonize. Anytime that somebody is into it with her.
I was going to say, some people.
Hold on one second, Rosé. Y'all love to coddle, but why are they bothering? Nobody's bothering. You have multiple people up here stating that they've been victims of harassment. They've been victims of bullying. They've been victims of that. And we don't have to use those words each time that it's an issue, but y'all need to stop trying to downplay people's experiences with this woman. Everybody ain't lying. And how is it that for weeks when I got into it with her, I wasn't lying? Now 2 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, Trip is lying. Your moderator just came in here this morning and confirmed I wasn't lying. You called Keita a liar, and Keita had receipts. She showed them in her live, and I posted them in my story. And I also sent it to Miss Nitra. You got the nerve to say that woman was lying. Everybody is lying but you. And everybody is stable but you. And when I say that, I mean financially, security-wise, and you have time. And people don't like it when I come up on panels and say, why do you have so much time to cause destruction? This woman set up and said she was going to call CPS on James. whole time. No, you want to talk about his parenting skills. It's also not looked highly upon to be bringing kids into this world that you cannot financially assist. And you talking about you have eight evictions. You have an arrest record for jumping on a pregnant woman, and then on top of that, a current warrant. Are you the type of person that needs to be around kids? If we keeping it above,
because we can't
say you bullying if you say that.
Right. We can't act like yo, like I know I'm with my kid 24/7 apart from when she's at school. So she gonna see the shit I'm doing. If I had all that shit going on, she's seen at least a good percentage of that.
Complained about James having his kid read comments to him, but you have your child listening on social media. There was a video up the other day. They said that she wanted to know, her child asked her mom, why are they bullying on the internet? How do your child know what's going on adult black TikTok? How does your child know? Why do you have
because a lot of
that environment to hear that?
Unbeknownst to us, her daughter is sitting right there listening to half of that shit that's happening.
And that's not appropriate. But people gonna act like it is to save face. They're gonna be like, we don't know what y'all mean, huh?
Yeah.
It's not appropriate. I'm trying to switch the thing.
Also,
go ahead.
In addition to what Tripp said, don't downplay people's experiences that you feel like are tough or they're strong enough to deal with it online. While that may be true, that doesn't invalidate their experience, right? Like, Cyber can look strong. She can sound strong. Tripp sounds strong. Like, y'all get this illusion to where if somebody seems like they're not about to break under any circumstance anytime soon on the app, y'all want to invalidate their experience. Like, oh, shut the fuck up and take it. Like, what?
Yeah,
no, that's not the way my attitude is set up. Just because I appear this way to you. I had somebody, after that shit Alex said to me, I had somebody tell me to be the bigger person because I'm the stronger one. Now, that's some wild, fucked up shit to say to somebody, regardless of how they look and appear to you, after somebody says some fucked up shit to them. So I have to crack under pressure. I have to make myself cry in front of all 667 of y'all for y'all to realize that I'm a human being. I gotta sit here with a sad story and I have to give you my deepest, darkest secret, some shit for y'all to fucking sit there and think that I'm an actual valid person or a fucking human being. Meanwhile, somebody could lie to you about they shit that they going through, and that's enough for you. That's enough for y'all. She don't have to be the bigger person in that case. But because I'm standing here solid, you don't hear my voice shaking. I sound strong. I'm projecting my voice. I don't get that same consideration. I have to be the bigger person.
That's actually...
I'm glad you said that, AP, because contrary to, yes, I love giving. I love helping people. But the number one reason that I do it is in honor of my daughter who passed away last year. I said the day that she passed away, that every year on TikTok, I would be giving out $100,000 in her name. So I'm not giving just to give. I'm giving in memory of my daughter, but also because I want to. And it's never about the money. But I wanted to do something for your daughter, something that I won't get to do. And I want to do it for other kids. So AP's right. We come up on here, we may look strong, but in the real world, we're dealing with some shit. And to mock it, laugh at it, and like it ain't nothing, that's what's wrong.
I will say that it's very interesting. I completely agree with both women are saying, because they've seen us pop off, because they've seen us defend ourselves, they assume that we can just handle vitriol, and they assume that we just don't have feelings, like it don't bother us. They think it's just water off a duck's back all the time. And that's not the case. Y'all know we human, right? No matter how strong y'all hear our voices, no matter how much we pop off, talk shit, no matter how much we read somebody for filth, do you know that it's because something was slightly affected within us that caused us to respond? No matter who wants to admit it, acknowledge it, I'ma say it. if I have to defend myself, you triggered something in me to have to defend myself. And if I know that I have done nothing to you and you're blatantly attacking someone, why don't y'all consider that to be bullying? Why is it because you feel like we strong that we don't get bullied? Or y'all feel like we got a slick tongue or a sharp tongue that we don't get bullied? As for me, in this situation, explicitly with Trina, my first interaction with her was bullying me because she thought I was a tough cookie and decided to attack me all for the sake of someone else, to then turn around and apologize, to then bully me again. Everything that I encountered with this woman was her bullying me. But for some strange reason, when y'all hear that, y'all think, oh, well, you're just trying to victimize yourself. You're just trying to make it seem like something that it's not. Bro. And it's crazy that now we're having this conversation. Why the comments so quiet, y'all? Comments quiet as fuck.
What? I'm trying to figure that it's not, why the comments not flying? Because
is the fuck.
The instigators didn't want to come. Y'all didn't want to come to the live today. Y'all didn't want to. Where the instigators at?
What happened?
I'm so sorry. I only got a few minutes.
Tasha, you stay with a couple few minutes.
I got a few minutes because you know Madison be in all this shit and be involved in bands and all this stuff. Miss Tripp, thank you so much for letting me up. I followed you because listen, baby, listen. You remind me of my auntie, and my auntie say, I shoot from my hip and I don't give a fuck how nobody feel about it or whatever. I want y'all to scooch in real quick. Scooch in. Everybody scooch in real quick. I need y'all to understand something. And I borrowed that from one of my good aunties that's on here. If you ain't on that side of TikTok, you don't know. Scooch in real quick. I need y'all to understand something. When Trina got into it with Voodoo Bay, I don't know if y'all was on here to know that Trina got into it with Voodoo Bay. Voodoo Bay was helping Trina as well. I ain't trying to listen, I ain't trying to be messy. I done seen me and Trina done got into it too. But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. But let me tell you something. You don't mess with a motherfucking child of Oshun. And I said this on Panda Live. You don't mess with a fucking child of Oshun. And I don't know if it's karma, whatever it is. And let me correct this. Because I heard somebody say that Voodoo Bay practiced hoodoo. Voodoo Bay does not practice hoodoo. Okay? She doesn't. It's shout out to Voodoo Bay. If you don't follow Voodoo Bay, follow her. I just want to say that. Because listen, Miss Rosé, I came across you due to Trina. And I followed you and I subscribed to you. I said, oh, this a whole motherfucking vibe up in here. I'm going to need the playlist. Rosé is a whole vibe. And listen, baby, I am 38 years old as of January 11th. You speak more life into me than more of my friends speak life into me. I love you, baby. Like, seriously, keep doing what you're doing. And CW, no, I love her too. Hey, CW.
Get in trouble with your friends, though.
Your ass down.
Get my ass down.
Get it down.
Oh,
I appreciate you saying that.
I gotta go. CW told me I gotta go.
I do appreciate you saying that. I will say that people do have to be careful of who they decide they want to play with, because you don't know who's anointed. You don't know what calling somebody got over their life. You don't know what they got backing them. You don't know what the fuck didn't tapped in or decided to protect them. And understand, when it comes to energies and spiritual shit, not everything is light, baby.
I'm so glad you said that, Rosé. I ain't got nothing to do with this. But as a spiritualist, I promise you, we're not dragging good spirits into this. Because it ain't got nothing good on it.
Nothing to do with it.
It has nothing good on it. Shout out to Trip. Love y'all. Everybody up down here. I'm listening from another space. I'm at work. I understand what Tasha is saying. I understand what Rosé is saying. Don't put the wrong things on the wrong situation. Tell the truth. Lead these spirits out of it. That girl ain't got no good in her. And that's all I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna go.
You.
I will say that, when you speak to, I feel like people got to be careful. They just got to be careful when it comes to this spiritual shit. Because, baby, you really just don't know. You just don't know. Do y'all think that all these blessings just come just because I just snapped my finger? Y'all don't think I put in work on the back end? Like, be for real. You don't think that Trip put in work on the back end for her blessings to come? You don't think AP do the same? Whatever God that you serve, whatever higher power that you subscribe to, you got to put in work to whatever it is that you subscribe to, right? So if you're putting in work to whatever energy you subscribe to, and everything that you put out into the universe is right and it's just, and everything that you touch grows, you don't think that when you touch somebody who makes things grow and you try to harm them, that things won't come back to you? The most, because I've been saying this, y'all, and I know my mods who in here, they're gonna be like, bitch, really? I heard somebody say on a video, I was being nosy and I was unpacking some shit, and this lady said, and it was a random video in the midst of her telling these stories, right? These part series, a random video. She said, my mom just told me that sometimes you trying to help your friend, you could be getting in the way of their karma. That shit done fucked with me since I heard it. And the first person that I thought of was Trina. That was the first thing that came to my mind. And me and her was cool. We had no problem. Me and her we was happy-go-lucky. And the first person that came to my mind, because I said, why is it that, like, it's a cycle? People keep saying it's a cycle. I'm seeing that it's a cycle. And I'm me putting my good energy out there, not even realize I'm sitting here trying to save a motherfucker who should not be saved. And everybody around me, mind you, my whole camp, I put people in my life for a reason, to correct me or to check me or to stop me, because I give so much that I need people to be like, hey, come here. And my people was like, Rosé, don't do it. And I'm like, nah, I feel like I need to do it. And they're like, don't do it. I feel like I need to do it. And I went in there and I did it. And everything happened. And then right after that, the energy shifted. Right after that, I'm like, oh, shit. I probably might have gotten this in the way of somebody's karma. And the only thing that I could do, right, because people don't understand, the only way that you can fix that shit is if you have to put something else to redirect and correct whatever the fuck you did. So at this point, the only thing that I could do was distance myself. I couldn't touch nothing else that she had. I can't touch shit else. I ain't gonna put my mouth on shit. I'm not putting no energy. That's the only way that I could correct my action, because I'm realizing that I got in the way of some shit, because something was supposed to come to the front and I cleaned it up. So what could have happened, which people don't understand, karmic debt, it could have came back to me. And a lot of people who done tried to help this person done felt some shit and they don't even know where the fuck it's coming from. And it's because you done caught somebody else's shit trying to help. So you got to be careful of how you help and how you give guidance and how you decide to show up for somebody, because you don't know what the fuck you could be taking on. And that's just a word.
Rosé, let me intervene real quick, because I want to mention that. What happens also when they turn around? Because people hate to hear about spiritual warfare and how people crossing the wrong person, talking crazy to the wrong person, and you trying to figure out why their ancestors won't let you find a place to rest your head easily every night.
The fact that you just can't. Why you have it? Why you can't sleep? You wake up out your sleep with night terrors, huh? That's crazy. Shit came to life. She said all this shit. I'm sitting here check marking all this shit, that spiritual warfare. You can't sleep at night. You having night terrors. I seen you on a video. It seemed like you morphed, like a demon jumped out of you one live, because she was sitting there listening to that lady Medina, whatever the fuck, talk to the police. And I swear to God, a different motherfucking entity jumped clean out her fucking body on that live where she got to growling and screaming in a different tonality came up out of her, y'all. I swear to God, my mom got the video. If y'all want to let me know, I swear to, bro.
Jesus Christ. We know what that is, y'all. You know what.
So you mean to tell me I'm sitting here seeing all this shit happen in real fucking time? And I'm like, oh, that's why I had to take my hands off of it.
That's deep.
So I'm seeing it and I'm like, okay. All right, I'm watching the fact that your personality, you say that you got borderline personality disorder, I won't be an ableist. If you say that you got that shit, you claim that you went to a therapist and you sought help and you said that shit, also understand when it comes to spirituality, they always claim that it's a mental instead of a spiritual. Clock that. So at the same time, every person that I've ever encountered who really had a spiritual warfare going on, motherfuckers who definitely had demons on them, riding their fucking back, when they went to a therapist, they said that they had schizophrenia. I swear to God. Every time I turn around, they said that this person it was because they had PTSD and that was causing them to have multiple borderline personality disorder and da-da-da-da. And don't nobody talk about the spiritual aspect of that shit. Nobody. And they try to deny and negate the spirituality of all this shit that's happening. On top of the fact that you said that you gave your body, which means that there's still energy still on you. I asked her when the last time she did a spiritual bath, she said, what do I need for that? Oh, God damn. You got shit been riding your back for ages at this point.
Facts. That spiritual bath you need. Sorry. Yeah, she right.
And at this point now, the way that shit is set up, because guess what? The same thing that could give life can give unalivement, right? So you could take a spiritual bath and that shit do the complete opposite effect because your soul ain't right. You so fucking tarnished spiritually that even if you was to burn sage, bitch, it's gonna bring negativity and not positivity because sage could do the same thing. Clock that. But I'm gonna shut up. Shut up. Bye, y'all.
Oh, they deserve to marinate on that. They deserve to marinate on that.